He is also not PFF. I mean,
Yeah.
BY is about as not PFF.
Yeah. He likes to get his shirt ripped, and he's offering himself up in the middle of D-line drills when nobody's asked him to. Yeah, absolutely, him. That it reminds you like when Ryan Nielsen used to do it at practice. But he's one of those guys that firmly believes in technique and believes in the old way of football. If there's football gods out there, which it can't be because there's only one God, but if there's a football deities out there, he probably believes in them. He think that everything that like that hard-nosed way of football, that's what he believes in. You got to go 20 days in training camp, back to back to back, double days, because that's where you build a callus from. He's from that era. So when you think about the technique, how it is to not even see the effects of a block, but to see what your technique can do to a block is what he's worried about, and that's we're going to see us start making hay in terms of our bettering our defense in terms of run defense. It already got asked. Yeah.
Y'all faced Green Bay in the
Didn't get asked. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. And Jordan Love, how have you seen him grow? Like when you watch him on film, like how is he different from then to now?
Yeah, tale of two tales. The first time we played him last year, you were like, oh, we should have won that game. And since then, I think we felt like we were the confidence givers because he ended up having an elite second half of that season. And then this year he's baller. He's doing some of the right things. He's not making too many errors, and yet he's making defenses pay. So this is one of those games where we got to be on our best.
I think about Josh Jacobs, and he's like it's kind of a classic tale of a guy who was in a struggling situation with the Raiders, goes to the Packers, and then like now all of a sudden you see him kind of be rejuvenated. What have you seen him?
I mean, he was still giving you 1,000 yards at the Raiders, so now you put him on a better team. A really good running back on a better team gives you better results. Who knew? It's like leaving the Giants and going to the Eagles. That was probably unsolicited. That was uncalled for.
He brought that up too, though.
I mean, it's like when you give guys opportunity, you're like, oh, he produces at a high level. You're like, whoa, yeah, obviously.
What has he added to the offense?
Home run threats. I mean, you've seen a lot of those gash plays. You see what he's able to do, but he's given probably some confidence to the offensive line to where it's not more of a zone gap offense. It's sort of like come meet me, because he's a stockier running back. He's going downhill. One plant goes.
Cam, I know how much you loved playing in that weather at Cleveland a couple years ago.
Why are you doing this to me?
So
I'm gonna take it in stride. Yeah, I'm getting in the cold tub this week. I've been in the cold tub every day this week. Is that what you want to know? For some reason, in my mind, it's going to help me cultivate to this stupid weather that we're about to go to.
I was actually going to ask if you were going to wear the wetsuit again.
Again, okay. As long as we know it was an again. It's not a first time.
So yes, like what I mean. It's gonna be like 20 degrees warmer than it was in Cleveland.
Oh, so it's going to be negative. What was it? -3. Got
I
it.
think it was 6 at kickoff.
Yeah, but with wind chill, what were?
Wind chill.
Okay, so where'd we end up? Like -20 something, right? Oh, okay. That's.
Goes that way.
Yeah, I don't recall because I left the country after that. Is that what you wanted to hear? Are you trying?
It was so bad you had to leave the country.
Absolutely. I came home from that trip and went to the wife and was like, "Hey, are you willing to homeschool? Because I'm willing to leave." I had to reset my idea of what the Midwest is because, I left when I was 4. I don't have Midwest blood in me. I love the guys from the Midwest. It's a great guy right there, John Widgray III. I assume his father was the second, but, they're from the Midwest, so it could be his uncle.
So you subscribe to that being...
He didn't deserve that.
Everyone's
It's going to be cold outside, man. It doesn't put you in a good mood.
So you subscribe to that being football weather?
Jesus, no. You know what football weather is to me? 90 degrees, 2, 3, 1 o'clock kickoff. And yeah, absolutely. Arizona, baby.
You don't even want like a nice 75?
I mean, I take 100 before I take 60. The hotter the better, because you know what you can't do? You can't freeze up. Things don't lock up on you when you're in the heat. Everything's loose. I don't get when your worst thing that happens, guys, sort of cramp, I guess. That's on them. Should have been born a desert monster. From the cold, guys get hit and they don't get up. Like you saw, no reason the Niners should be playing at the Bills. No, Bills, anything later than October, they should have to come. Bills should have to go to the Niners. Don't do that. It's not good football. This whole idea of like real football, real football for fat, slow people is cold weather. If you want to see the best of the best, you want to see electric football, put them in a dome or put them in warm weather where you can actually see your best athletes go versus their best athletes. If you're like, oh, this is how real football is. Oh, slipping on the field is real football. This terrible grass, these bad weather conditions. They got a heated field. What does that have to do with anything? And when you see guys slipping all over the field, that's what you can. I know you didn't pay good money to go see your favorite receiver slip on the field. See your favorite DB pull a groin because he can't plant right. That's okay. You
I
know.
hate to tell you, I think y'all play in Buffalo next year.
Yeah, but I played in Buffalo before. You know, like in October or so. Let's do that. Make it make sense.
I think we see why Cal didn't join the Big Ten now.
No, because that doesn't make enough sense. Cal, who shares the Pacific Coast, plays what conference are they part of? Atlantic Coast. Yeah, make that one. Again, I just like when things make sense. I mean, we also let a really good wide receiver coach who played at the program just go over to UCLA. So I mean, just in terms of recruitment issues, like that's an issue. You went to Cal, you're a wide receiver coach at Cal, and now you're wide receiver coach at UCLA. That's not going to bode well for us. Okay, continue. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, it's tough. Shout out to Bro Toller, though. Great guy. Great coach for UCLA now. Golly.